Welcome to the CVU Show. My name is Nick.
And my name is Henry.
And here is this week's news.
On this day in 1922, Howard Carter discovered the tomb of King Tut, the most intact Egyptian tomb found so far. Today, King Tut is on display in the Valley of the Kings in Egypt.
Loosely related to that is Spirit Week kicked off with the Crystal Skull competition on Monday. Let's take a look.
We're going to call you back out, and then we're going to do a final applause in here. So one of your three finalists would be the Fairbanks Exercisers. Come on out.
No doubt about that one.
Another team that made the top three was our Harry Potter. Come on out, Harry Potter. And then, I don't know if they are around, but if we could have some representation from the Spice Team. Let me hear it for Team Harry Potter. Not bad. Let me hear it for Team Fairbanks Exercisers. And then finally, let's hear it for our Cafe Spice. Team Spice, you are
We've got a tie. We've got two winners. It's too close to tie.
I thought a lot of those costumes were pretty awesome, especially the Spice Girls costume by the cafe staff. And the Skeleton King was pretty epic.
This week, we asked CVU what show they are currently binging, and here are some of your answers.
I'm binge watching All American because, I don't know, I just like the plot of the show.
I'm currently rewatching Boondocks because it's a childhood show and it went crazy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm rewatching 13 Reasons Why because I think it's a very heartwarming kind of show and it's real and it connects to the real world.
Modern Family.
Been really busy with soccer, so I wouldn't say anything right now, but recently Trailer Park Boys, really good show. Why? Doesn't really make you think too much, you know? You can kind of just watch it and your brain can kind of turn off. You can kind of lay in your bed and just sit there. You don't have to take in too much information.
I'm not watching any show currently because nothing has piqued my interest recently.
Breaking Bad, because it's really suspenseful and the acting is really good.
Currently not binging a show, but I would, if I was, probably Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Breaking Bad. It's an excellent show. I love Walter White. I love Heisenberg.
Thanks, everyone.
The International Aid Club is holding a winter gear drive. Donate your gently used gear to New Americans. Child and adult sizes are welcome. Collection boxes are located in house offices.
This week, CVU's Club Fair was on Tuesday and Wednesday. In the gym, students got to explore different C3 activities to find out what they are interested in. Different clubs set up booths to get people interested in joining and to let people know a little bit about what they're about. There were some pretty interesting clubs, and I've signed up for a few ones myself.
This week, we have an interview with Olaf about robotics.
Hi, I'm Ree, and I'm here with Olaf, who's a part of the CVU Robotics. So what is CVU Robotics?
Well, we have two extracurricular robotics teams here, actually. I do teach an Intro to Robotics course, and I have a group of students that are, through the Nexus program, are independently studying engineering robotics. And that group sort of makes up the varsity team, the varsity robotics team. We're called the RoboHawks. But we also have sort of a JV team that meets with the varsity kids after school on Tuesdays, as well as during some of the C3 days. So on Tuesdays and Thursdays, C3, we meet and do some robotics.
And what are your plans for this year's competition?
So this year's competition, we have a big state championship meet. It's the only robotics meet that happens in Vermont. It's going to be right here at CVU on February 11th. There will be 32 robotics teams here, so there'll be roughly around 400 or 500 people here at CVU on February 11th, so please come out and support. The big push that we've really worked on this year is to secure some grant funding from the state to help support first LEGO League teams, which is a tier below what we do, and where they get to use Legos and make Lego robots within all the sending schools. So at Shelburne and Charlotte, Heinsberg, and Williston. And we actually have robotics teams at all those schools right now.
What are some of your favorite designs that you have done with this robotics team?
Well, it's pretty much up to the students. I joke with them that I turn on the lights and I turn off the lights, but they are the ones that really are the ones that have to focus on the design thinking around what mechanisms they want to put on the bot, how they want to control the bot, how they best see being able to score points in each year's challenge. So in that regard, I don't have necessarily a favorite, although last year we had a robot and the work that the students did qualified us for the World Championship last year.
How do you go to a World Championship?
Well, you have to essentially finish first in your state championship meet or be what's called an Inspire Award winner. And that requires a lot of, it's not just about the robot, but it's about doing things like working to get other robotics teams at the middle school levels and working to be a model team for other teams and to share your knowledge. And last year we were both the state champions and the Inspire Award winners, which is a really huge deal. And that qualified us for Worlds, and we competed in last April in Houston at the World Championships.
Okay, cool. Thank you, Olaf, and back to you guys at the studio.
Thanks for having me.
Robotics sounds pretty cool.
The Red Hawk Spirit Committee is on a mission to bring school spirit to the CVU community. Their first step is to design a caricature drawing of the Red Hawk that is part of our school logo, and to give a name to our mascot. Everyone in the CVU community is a Red Hawk, so we want your help in designing and naming our new mascot. More information can be found in your email from Carol Fox. Let's have some fun with naming and designing our mascot.
Now, let's hand it over to Alessandro for sports.
I'm your host, Alessandro, and welcome to this week's edition of CVU Sports. Game 1 of the playoffs for varsity football is in the books as they win in blowout fashion against SB 49-20. They will take on last year's state champions Essex at home on Saturday at 1 p.m. We have 3 teams in the finals this weekend. Girls varsity soccer will be moving on after the 3-0 win against Rutland and will be playing against MMU for the state championship at 1 p.m. on Saturday in Norwich. Girls varsity field hockey has also moved on to the finals after the 2-1 win against Bellows Falls. They will take on SB on Saturday at 10 p.m. for the state championship at UVM. And finally, a girls volleyball team won against Rice in the semifinals 3-2 and will play Sunday against Essex at St. Mike's College at 6:30 p.m. Unfortunately, boys soccer lost to Colchester 2-0, but it was a great year for the boys. Great job, guys. Sadly, our boys volleyball team lost in the semifinals to Essex 3-1. But we're going to get loud and loud support our teams for the playoffs this weekend. That was this week's edition for CVU Sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Alessandro.
A big thank you to everyone who coordinated Spirit Week and everyone who participated.
Let's hope for some more amazing Spirit Weeks in the future.
Let's support the arts, CVU. This year's musical Amelie is based on the French film of the same name. Amelie is a beautiful tale, full of whimsy and acts of kindness, with a dash of humor. Shows next week in the CVU Theater on Friday, November 11th at 7 p.m., Saturday, November 12th at 2 and 7 p.m., and Sunday, November 13th at 2 p.m. Visit www.ticketsource.us/CVU Theater for the tickets. They're also available for purchase at the front door.
And that's all the news we have. We'll see you next week.